Hello. I thought we'd take a step back right now and talk a little bit about how time works in Ableton. And this is going to be a little bit basic for some of you, but for some of you it might be good to review because the concepts we're going to talk about right now are going to apply to all the different aspects of Ableton, not just MIDI clips, not just audio clips, but every place that deals with time, which is all of Ableton, is going to follow these rules. And also it'll help us to review a little bit some general things about the way that meter, for example, or time signatures work in music in general. So it might be a little bit of a good review. Okay, so the first thing what we're looking at right now is the clip launch and notes pane of the clip view in Ableton. So these are going to be things that are going to show up all throughout Ableton. And what you'll notice here is that it has on the left in the clip pane, it has something that says signature. And this is a time signature like you'd see on a piece of music. And what a time signature is a fraction, essentially. So it's good to keep that in mind. Usually the bottom, I would say, wow, I mean, I guess it's possible, but I would say 9 times out of 10, the fraction on the bottom is going to be a multiple of 2. And the reason that this is done is that the denominator, wow, almost forgot my math terminology there. The denominator of the time signature is going to be based on a subdivision of what we call 4/4 time or common time. And a lot of the music that we create as electronic musicians, especially if it's dance oriented, is going to be in 4/4. So you're not going to have to worry about other time signatures. But it is good to know what that even means, right? So the denominator is based on a subdivision of common time, which is 4 beats to a bar, 4 notes rather to a bar, 4 quarter notes to a bar. And so all those terms, quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, all refer to fractions of common time, okay, of a bar. So those are all fractions of a bar. So 16th notes, there'll be 16 of those in a bar. Eighth notes, there'll be 8 of those in a bar in common time, okay? And the top, I guess on the left in this case, but it would be the top, the numerator of this fraction is going to be how many of those beats are in a bar. So usually it's going to be 4 quarter notes are in a bar, and that's what we call common time. But sometimes, for example, we have like a waltz time, something like that, is going to be 3/4. So it's 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 instead of 1 2 3 4. And so that's going to be 3/4. That's a common one. Another one that you hear probably a lot more prevalent in popular music, I would say. That, I mean, I'm not sure how many people are going to be making waltzes with Ableton, but hey, you can do it if you want. Is 6/8, and that's like 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. So a lot of times, if you have a something that has like swing time, for example, that's going to be in either 6/8 or 12/8, which sounds very similar. So what you're going to have is like basically a triplet feel, and that is going to be a different time signature. I would say for a lot of us, working in 4/4 is going to be fine, but just so you know, you can change the time signature here, and it's really great. And this is going to be the time signature of just this clip, but you can also change the time signature for the entire project up in the top left of Ableton. So, and here's just an example of different time signatures. So 4/4, you'll see in the upper left, is going to be 4 quarter notes to a bar. That's abbreviated sometimes as C, which means common time. Then you have the one below that is half time. And then as it goes down the list, you get more and more kind of strange. So 2/4 would be 2 quarter notes, 3/4 would be 3 quarter notes, 5/4 would be 5 quarter notes, etc. And then towards the middle of the right-hand column, you would have like a 6/8. So it's like 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. And because the stress of that usually falls on like the 4, you can actually have like a backbeat feeling with a triplet. So it's like 1 2 3. And that's really helpful if you're trying to make kind of a swing feel, but you want it to be in 4/4. Okay, so this is just for purposes of illustration. The good thing about doing electronic music is you don't ever have to look at this stuff if you don't want to, right? So the reason this is really important is because all of these I guess they're called, I don't know what they're actually called, but the time boxes, these series of 3 numbers you'll see in Ableton, all refer to this time signatures. So, but the way that it's done is the farthest most box of these things, and you'll see them in the loop function, you'll see them in the start function, you'll see it in the follow action functions, all that stuff. The rightmost box is going to be 16th notes, which means that once you hit 4 in that box is going to make a 1 in the next box. So that the rightmost box is 16 notes. The box to the left of that, the middle box rather, is quarter notes. So it totally skips eighth notes. That's something to remember. So the lowest division you could have in Ableton with this is going to be a 16th note. And if you try to do lower than that, the numbers turn yellow to basically show that it's doing an approximation, I'm pretty sure. And the box in the middle is going to be quarter notes, and then the one to the farthest left is going to be bars. So bars, quarter notes, or beats, beat is oftentimes what people say instead of quarter notes, and 16th notes are going to be the basic divisions that you work with in Ableton. So this is really important, especially when you're setting the loop length, or you're setting, especially when we talk about follow actions, this is really important to consider. So the follow actions are all going to be done in bars, then beats or quarter notes, and then 16th notes, okay? So that's really important to remember. And also, if you want to change the time signature for the clip, you do it in the clip view. But remember, that's only going to change the time signature for that clip. So if you want to change the global time signature, you have to do it up at the top left of the project window, right by the transport bar. Okay, so that's just a basic overview of how time is going to work in Ableton, and that's going to be stuff you can apply to any aspect of Ableton because they keep it really consistent, which is great across the entire program. Okay, let's move on.